Hello, hello. What's up, guys? I thought you might want to go on a hike with me. Christy did.
I'm doing
Hi, Christy. I'm panning over.
No, you're not.
Kidding. I promise I wouldn't pan over. Wait, we can't walk too fast.
Oh, we can't.
We're going to be talking. It is so pretty, and I feel so grateful to be able to be outside. It's been really warm where we are, and then unexpectedly today, Christy, don't forget you're on snake duty, by the way.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm watching for rattlesnakes.
This is new. So I'm not looking at my feet, and there's definitely snakes.
I'm watching for snakes.
You promise? Last time I saved her from a snake.
Oh, it's true.
You remember that story? I'm gonna pan over, and Christy's gonna tell you. Just kidding. Hey, so one of our favorite things, or actually just one of my favorite things in general about hiking and walking, I think it's amazing for my mental health just in general. And the other piece of it, I problem solve when I'm hiking. And I think it's one of those strategic activities where if you're walking, you got to know where your feet are going, right? Except in this case, Christy is telling me where my feet are going. But generally speaking, you have to problem solve. And I love that. It's like critical thinking a little bit. And at the same time, you're balancing the critical thinking side and the problem solving with also being in like a super meditative state where you're just really allowed to zero in and focus and just start processing your thoughts. A lot of times when I'm lacking clarity, if I'm lacking intention, if I'm sad, all of the above, I've definitely been processing a lot. Like I know a lot of you guys have too. I'm not alone in this, right? All of you guys are with me. Anytime I'm feeling those things or those things are really like muddling around in my brain, I know now after life experience that I will feel better after I've been on a walk, after I've been on a hike. I mean, sure, like physical activity in general is really good for that, but I do really, really appreciate that I have that kind of insight about myself that even if I'm really sad or having a hard time, I'm like, I need to go on a hike. Or I'll be able to start telling, like, if I haven't been on a hike in a few days, like a couple of weeks ago, it was pouring down rain for like a solid week. I realized like I love the rain, but it started getting tough towards the end because we hadn't been able to like really get out and hike. Okay, Seattle friends, I know the rain shouldn't stop us, which is why I got a fun little $9.99 raincoat from Costco. I'm really getting off track here. You guys don't need to know.
Let's focus.
You guys don't need to know about my $9.99 raincoat, which I bought it and then it immediately stopped raining. What are we doing? Why are you guys with us today?
People questions.
Okay, so Christy, my sister, who's awesome. She's awesome. She came up with the most fun idea of conversation cards and like what some people call like reflection cards over the holidays, this last holiday. And we had family over that we hadn't seen in a really long time. And more over the last couple of years, I've gotten kind of exhausted by small talk. And I think that small talk is a gateway, right? Like it's a great thing to be able to open the door to something deeper. But if all it is small talk, like it doesn't take me very long to immediately like just dive in to some sort of an intense question, respectfully, of course, right? Always. But any of my friends or family that are up for like digging deep and, you know, skipping past the weather talk, even though I spent the last 10 minutes talking about my raincoat. And so I posted some of those conversation cards because we thought like, let's bring them back. And if my sister and I enjoy them so much, I had a feeling that it was just like one other thing that could really connect us, like from a distance. And a couple of you have already responded, and I feel, a couple of them, already brought me to tears a little bit, like the stuff that you guys are sharing, and memories and insights. And so please, I hope you keep that post alive and revisit it anytime. Christy and I thought, like, you guys are sharing with us, like, we'd love to share with you too, whether you like it or not. I mean, you can stop watching. You don't want us.
Nobody's keeping you here.
Nobody's keeping you here. Hey, listen, if these pigtails are not keeping you here, or my red flushed face, I don't know what will.
I do like that you're hiking in hoops, though.
Am I?
Who does that?
Is that not a normal thing? Hiking in hoops? You've got to accessorize while hiking. Okay, yeah, ask me a question.
Okay, the first one is fun.
Okay.
Lighthearted.
Why are the other ones not? Oh,
Okay.
Side note, do I know any of these questions that you're about to ask me?
I didn't tell you what they are. You might answer.
Should I?
honestly.
Should I hydrate?
Do hydrate.
Okay.
Take a break. Hydrate. There we go. Everybody else hydrate.
Okay, what's the question?
Okay.
Can I pass if I don't want to answer?
Yeah, you can always pass. That's in the rules. You can always say next question.
That's lame though.
Wow.
Okay.
If you could spend a day as any animal, what would it be?
If I could spend a day as any animal, what would it be? I feel like I relate to a lot of different kind of animals, so I don't think I could pick just one. Today, if you're asking me right now, what would I want to be for just one day? I've been thinking a lot about just like peace and reflection. Maybe a sea otter. Is that silly?
Cute.
I feel like a sea otter. So today I would want to be a sea otter, mainly because they just float. And also they hold hands when they're sleeping. So they don't, like with their family or their little partner, they hold hands while they're sleeping so that they don't float away from each other. Yeah, I'm gonna say final answer.
Sea otter.
Sea otter. Because I also feel like we're all kind of like floating in this sea of
Okay, next
uncertainty.
question.
I was gonna say these are like connecting us, and it's like we're holding pause. Okay,
Okay.
Christy's over it. Next
Okay.
question.
What have you read, seen, or listened to that has shaped your life?
Oh, such a cute dog.
Probably a lot.
Yeah,
Maybe something recent?
I mean
or
a
whatever comes to
ton.
mind first.
I would say something. I mean, yeah, there's no one answer to this question. It's rare for me to have one answer to one question. Something recently, or some podcasts that I've been listening to. One in particular, I really like some recent things that I've heard in Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. I didn't really know much about him. I knew of him, and I've really enjoyed his podcasts recently. I think mainly because the thing that I connected with the most or been a part of shaping my recent thoughts and perspectives is how I referenced it earlier, where I'm over the small talk. Like, I want to dig deep. I know that there's a lot of us out there, I would say most of us, that what's the one thing that we want? We want to be seen. We want to be acknowledged. Like, we want to have an impact. And he dives into the big questions, and I really appreciate that. And I also really, really appreciate that he has very diverse guests. So I like that too. Lots of diverse perspectives, lots of diverse experience, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, a podcast would be something, but that's just recent. I would say music has always been a huge part of my life. My brother-in-law is a musician. His music has been a big part of my life. Anything that really inspires and motivates change, I appreciate.
That's good. That's
I feel like I have a lot of answers to that question, but that's the recent one. As a side note, if you guys have podcasts or books, oh, that's one too. Anything by Elizabeth Gilbert. Her books are incredible. And actually, she was on Armchair Expert as well as a guest. So I would scroll through and look at some of the guests that they had. Not all of them are going to be your cup of coffee per se, but anything that sparks good discussion and celebrates diverse perspectives and opinions. Yeah.
I'm torn between a couple questions.
By the way, who gave you the power to pick all these
did.
questions? You guys look around for a second. Let's take a recess. Isn't this so pretty? I love the clouds. The clouds are the best.
That's really pretty.
That's a hill. That's not a cloud. Ooh, shout out to Lopez Kayak. let's stay on track.
How about
Christy,
this?
stop distracting
Say
me.
green or blue?
Blue.
All right. What mistake have you learned the most from?
What mistake have I learned the most from? I guess I'll just go with like my gut reaction to this. It's definitely, I mean, it's relationships. The only thing with that is that I don't really like calling it mistakes necessarily. And also it doesn't have to be, I mean, I say relationships, but that can be, there's all kinds of love, romantic or familiar or platonic friendships, all those things. I think, wait.
Mistake.
Okay.
Oh, it's so scary.
What mistake? I think relating it to a couple relationships in my life was not being like brave enough to really say what I was thinking and really speak my heart and just kind of like beating around the bush, right? I think that is it. And honestly, that's pretty much, is that a snake? Nope.
It's a stick.
Not a snake. It's a stick, everybody. But yeah, any regret or mistake is usually me wrapped up in not speaking truly what was in my heart. And actually, I should also say that not just speaking up, because I know there's a couple of you on here that are probably like, it's when you refused not to be quiet and listen a little bit. And I respect that. And I think that that's also true. But I think that there are ways either that I didn't speak up and really speak what was on my heart, or I didn't take time to really reflect on what was on my heart and give it time before I spoke up to really share my heart in a kind, more, I think, thoughtful way, I guess. Did that answer the question?
I think it answered the question.
All right.
That's a hard one.
That is a hard one. That's a super hard one because I have made so many mistakes.
I mean, it's a vulnerable question, so.
It is a vulnerable
People
question.
don't like admitting their mistakes.
It is a vulnerable question, and I think that is, but that's also why I love this, because I want to truly connect with you guys. I want to learn. I want to dig deeper. And while all of what's happening in the world right now is really hard and really scary, I truly believe that whatever circumstance you find yourself in, you can choose hope. You can choose to put one foot in front of the other. Do your best. Just do your best.
Yeah, do your best.
Right? Do your best.
You can.
And if, and that's the other thing too. I feel so grateful to have such a community that you guys are a part of, but such a community of really close friends, really close family that are friends. Hello, I know we're not friends with all of our family. And then you have some friends who you can't imagine life without them, and they are your family, they're your family. So I feel very grateful for that. And I know that not everybody has that kind of light in their life, and I've really relied on that heavily. So I think that that's another big reason why I want, and why I've chosen to really show up here and really show up for anybody else who is either like-minded like me, or anybody else who is wanting or needing or longing for that kind of a connection too. We might not be able to give each other a hug, but I am available. I'm available for it sounded like I was available for dates.
It did. I also
That is not where I was going with that. I'm available to connect. And for any of you guys that need or want a little light in your life, I think that something that also is weighed heavy on my heart too is that it was a quote, and I don't know who it's from, and it's just because they carry it well doesn't mean that it's not heavy. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are carrying a huge amount of weight and making it look so easy. And in just like my work experience and in my life experience, it's always been intention of mine to always be positive, always be a light, always put smiles on people's faces, even when I don't feel like smiling myself. So just know that like I will always like let my light shine, and I'll always be positive, because I truly believe that that is so impactful, and I think it's brave. I think it's bold, especially when things are scary and uncertain. And I think it's an act of rebellion when life is trying to just knock you down. You just keep getting back up. Resilience has been like one of my favorite words right now. And so I think it's an act of defiance to be resilient when life circumstance knocks you down. Anywho,
It's getting windy.
can you guys hear me okay?
Hopefully.
Oh, okay. Did you see the mountains? I'm not going to tell you where I am. Disclose your location, because the government is listening. Anyways, I hope you guys all are safe and well, as always. Thank you for going on a hike with us. Oh, Chrissy, I got your arm in. I'm sorry. Anyways, you guys are so awesome. You are brave. You are resilient. You guys can be little rebellions with me. Let's let our little light shine. That is one of my favorite lyrics, to reference back to one of those earlier questions. A song or a movie or something that I read that's always been impactful, and something for years now that's been a theme in my life and our lives, is the shadow proves the sunshine. We can be the sunshine despite the shadows and find those. Your arm's in again. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm getting off my. You guys! Oh, it happened. My sister's face. Okay, I hope you guys have the best day ever, and thanks for going hiking with me. Thank you for being out there, and thank you for being a light in my life. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Oh, I didn't mean to be preaching. It's the clouds. You guys, that's what happens when I go hiking. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Make sure, click on this redhead's face right here so that you can subscribe to the channel and not miss another video in the future. I can't wait to see you again.